What's going on to you Pisces? So you Pisces actually have the Six of Cups, the Empress, the Five of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Five of Swords, Ace of Wands, the Ten of Cups, the Lovers, and the Eight of Wands. So the first card, Six of Cups, the Empress, the Five of Wands, y'all are supposed to already know someone is most definitely coming back. They want to come back, get your attention, something like that. All of that, right? You're going to hear from an ex again. The Empress represents how, but a lot of you Pisces are really not tripping out about it. Things are pretty much going very well for a lot of you Pisces. Things are starting to really be good for you. Click. Things are starting to go your way. So then the Five of Wands represents, you realize that, but with those people, it's always some sort of fight, disagreement, argument with these people, and you're not really sure. You don't want those people in your life, okay? You're trying not to really be a jerk about it, but you don't want those individuals in your life. You just don't, because the situation for them is that every time they're in your life, it's a time where there's a lot of fighting. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bickering. There's a lot of arguing with that. And as a result of this, you realize that you don't want those types of people in your life for obvious reasons. Who would want someone to enter into their life, claim to be a significant other or want to be a significant other? They can't even really build up to that because of how dysfunctional and how insecure they are. So what happens? They have to essentially bicker and argue because this is one of those games. That's the relationship. They don't have any of the good stuff or the benevolent stuff to contribute, unfortunately, to a relationship. So these are people who have to bicker and argue because they won't ever allow themselves, unfortunately, to ever really be in a relationship that works, because to them, they think of it as, well, if you try to be in a relationship that works, you know what's going to happen to you. People are going to tear you down and things are not going to really go your way. The Page of Pentacles now represents, so as a result, the Page of Pentacles is about how you can be in a situation where you could be by yourselves right now, Pisces, but even though you are by yourselves, you don't feel like you even need a relationship. You actually feel like you're in one, but you're in one with yourselves. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. The reason why I'm saying that in the first place is because you are in a relationship by yourself, right? A lot of y'all, because I don't see a lot of y'all really being in relationships to say you're trying to get to know anybody. What I honestly see about you, Pisces, is that a lot of people are tripping out, right, at the fact that, namely your exes, they're tripping out at the fact that you Pisces are by yourselves. But no one has a problem with you being by yourself, though. That's not an issue. So the thing about it is that the Ace of Swords now represents, so because a lot of you Pisces understand that you have to put the sword down, right? Pisces, y'all are exalted in Venus, because Pisces is a higher octave of Venus, right? Scorpio is the higher octave of Cancer. Pisces is the higher octave of Libra. Aquarius is the higher octave of Virgo. So you're the higher octave, the higher version or the higher form of Libra. So you Pisces have to understand that you do best, right? You do best with love. This is your wheelhouse. And what you're realizing is, if you have to constantly be bickering and arguing with a so-called partner, those are not really the people that you should want to have as partners anyway. So you realize that there's no point in really having to fight for the partner, because the person has to want to be chosen. That's very much so true. So the Five of Swords, now represents, because those people, all it's going to end up being is, again, Five of Swords. Look at them. Look at them. a war. All it's going to be is just conflict between the two of you. And there's not really going to be real use out of it, because it's too much conflict and not enough peace where the two of you can actually know if you really are very good together. Because effectively you're not, due to the fact that that ex, right, these people who are coming back, that's what it is that a lot of you Pisces would spend the majority of time doing: bickering, argue, conflict. And the Ace of Wands is about how you Pisces realize that that's not all what a relationship is. And very true, you know, fighting and being at war with each other or conflict is really a very small, minute part. Most of the times, if it's a functional relationship, the two of you are supposed to get along. Obviously, the two of you will butt heads and disagree, but a very minute or a very small part of that is really about conflict, you know, because the two of you are what? You're putting your swords down. You stopped fighting. So why is a person continuing to swing their sword and fight and all this other type of stuff? Because they're not done fighting. But a lot of you Pisces are, you know, and if they're going to make it seem like the two of you are good, then be that. Don't try to say, oh yeah, we're going to put our swords down and then continue to fight and bicker. And then you have the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is about how, since this is the case, you realize that you that's the same reason before why it is that you had to let them go in the first place. So again, the Lovers is about, just as I said before, that self-love. Take a look at how the mermaid is looking at their own reflection in the mirror. It's about, it can represent self-love, but it can also represent love that two people have together, two different people have together, but there's a commonality that the both of them share. And it's like, it's looking at the same soul, but two halves of the same person that complete each other. But this is what it is that you Pisces want. But at the same time, this isn't necessarily what a lot of you Pisces have gotten. So a lot of you are willing to get to know other people, but you're not tripping out about being in a relationship because you really have a relationship with yourself. So even though you haven't found some of those people, a relationship with yourself is good enough. However, you're still looking for a relationship with another person that can also fit this description as well. So because on the Lovers, it's really the angel and then the two people, because the angel represents the self-love that they have for themselves, or one of the things, the self-love that they have for themselves, and then the other person, each other, right? So then you have the Eight of Wands. And then the Eight of Wands now is about how, since this is the case, the Eight of Wands is about the real understanding of this, the real realization of this. Yes, you shouldn't have to, a functional relationship is not going to be about where the two of you are bickering all the time. If that's the case, then that's how it is that you know that you and the other person are not really built for each other. I've seen way too many relationships where the two people who are supposed to be in a relationship spend too much of their time arguing, right? The majority of their time arguing, as opposed to just being a functional relationship that works, that actually gets along with each other, right? So let's clarify the Lovers. Okay, so shuffle it up one more time. So to clarify the Lovers, we have the Page of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, Ten of Swords, and the King of Swords, right? The Page of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, this whole thing is about how it is that you have a lot to offer. You have a lot of love to give, and you'll be able to actually look out for somebody, right? You actually really do have a lot of love to give. But the Ten of Swords, you know, you Pisces rule over sadomasochistic relationships, unfortunately. You and Virgo. A lot of people will be very disrespectful to you, or they have been disrespectful to you in the past. And a lot of you Pisces understand that now, and you're not going back to that type of disrespect. If a person does that to you, a lot of you are going to be very much so like this. You're going to do what is necessary for you to make sure that you never end up in another very disrespectful relationship by leaving those people alone.